Let's try. I hope we'll go now. My God. Okay, it's work.
Okay.
I will tell you when. Okay, you are live now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you are watching me from. I'm very excited to be here tonight, to morning, to afternoon, to share with you amazing ways on how you can actually use your voice effectively for profit making. And so if you are with us live, I would love you to type 555 in the chat box, please. My name is Oliver Nshom, and I am a certified speaker, trainer, and a conference speaker. And so tonight, I'm going to be sharing some amazing strategies on how you can use your voice effectively for profit. And so to start, permit me to share my screen so that you can follow me carefully. And ladies and gentlemen, please, can you see my screen?
No, it's not visible yet. You can try again.
Okay, let me try again. Okay, this is share screen. Yeah. Share. Okay.
It's visible.
Is visible?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So ladies and gentlemen, once more, welcome to this amazing presentation tonight. My name is Oliver Nshom, and I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing tips, techniques, and secrets on how you can use your voice effectively for profit making or for income making, okay? How can you use your voice effectively for profit making or for income making? Great. So like I said already, I'm an international speaker and a trainer. And a little bit about our university, you know, International Internship University is an amazing university around the world that we have an amazing vision. Like I said, International Internship University, IIU, is a leading virtual education system and a global brand confederation, which is the most viable and trusted worldwide and well-reputed in delivering innovative programs. Globally, it is a trusted name for quality training programs and is committed to providing better and virtual education to all the young learners across the globe. In a short span of time, International Internship University has spread its wings in 195 countries and 6 continents under the strong leadership of its visionary, the founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit, sir, a committed and inspiring social activist, a passionate educationist from the last 2 decades, providing education to students from various social and cultural backgrounds from all around the world. And on this notice, I sincerely appreciate the effort of the team of the International Internship University for having me as one of their trainers. It is an honor, and I receive it with very, very sincere gratitude and appreciation. Thank you so much. So a little bit about Oliver Nshom. I started my public speaking journey far back in 2017, and I have been practicing the art of public speaking for over 11 years today, and I've been able to speak in over 16 countries of the world, you know, reaching out to over 2 million young people in Africa. You know, it's amazing. In over 999 events. I do that virtually, I do that on site, I do that, you know, in auditoriums, in youth camps, in youth conferences, in seminars, and all of that. Why do I do all I'm doing? Is because I believe that if we can learn how to communicate effectively, if we can learn how to articulate well, if we can learn how to be able to speak with confidence and eloquence, we can make our community much better and make the world more colorful than we met. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So tonight, like I said already, we're going to be looking at how to use your voice effectively and make money with your voice. And so I want to begin by saying, you know, your voice is already all the capital you are looking for. So if you're out there and you've been thinking of starting a business, you've been thinking of raising resources, raising money, raising finances to begin a business, I want to assure you that all you need as of now is capital. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The capital you're looking for is already your voice. And so if you'll be looking for capital, I want to assure you, relax, just relax. And I guarantee you that the tips we're going to be sharing will blow your mind as you raise your capital with your voice. And so I want to start with this quote, an amazing quote. Nelson Mandela, one of my favorite leaders in the world, once said, you know, education is the greatest weapon in which we can use to change the world. Education is the greatest weapon in which we can use to change the world. Wow, wow, wow. That's powerful. And another interesting person said something very interesting. You know, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. In as much as I agree with Nelson Mandela, I do not agree with the person who says knowledge is power. Well, you may disagree with me that knowledge is power, but I don't agree for the fact that knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Now, guess what? This is what is really power. Applied knowledge is power. Did you hear that? Applied knowledge is power. And that's because there are a lot of people in the world, that have so much knowledge. They have acquired knowledge. They have masters, they have PhDs, double PhDs, triple PhDs, 4 PhDs, 5 PhDs, but yet they are broke. They are very, very, very broke. You know, why is it like that? It's because they have knowledge, right? They have knowledge, but they don't have power. No, they don't have power. So knowledge is not power. Knowledge is not power, but applied knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, I want you to type on the chat box wherever you're watching this lecture around the world. Write it down. Applied knowledge is power. I want you to write it down. Write it down. I want to see that on the chat board, please. Everybody should write it down. Applied knowledge is power. That is very important, and that's very powerful. Applied knowledge is power, but knowledge is not power on its own. Because you can have knowledge in as much as you don't apply the knowledge, it can never be power. Okay? So applied knowledge is power. And today you're going to be learning, okay, some amazing tips on how you can develop applied knowledge and then use the applied knowledge with your voice and to make an amazing career, even as a professional speaker. Okay? So let's go. So the first 6 tips I'm going to be sharing are going to be tips that will help you, okay, to actually learn how to use your voice very well. And here is tip number 1. Anytime you're invited to speak in public and anytime you want to say something, whether online or physically, in a meeting, in a school, in a conference, in a workshop, in a webinar, wherever, always learn to slow down. Always learn to slow down. slow down, slow down, slow down. I want you to write on the chat board wherever you're watching around the world, slow down. Write it down, slow down. Now, what is slow down? Slow down is an expression we use in public speaking. And in professional speaking, we don't call that slow down. We call that acclamation. 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 What is acclamation? Acclamation is when you want to give a talk and you start by maintaining at least 5 seconds of silence. 5 seconds of silence is very important. Now, at the moment you are asked to talk or to give a presentation somewhere and you just dive into talking, take over the mic, you just dive into talking, especially when it is in a physical event, especially when it is in a physical event, you know, it doesn't make sense. So when you're given time to talk, you have to break in, you know, have to give yourself 5 seconds. Don't say anything. Maybe a little bit like this. Now I'm talking today and I'm asked to talk in a live event. This is what I'm going to do. I'll maintain 5 seconds. This is what I'm going to do. Beautiful, right? Yes. Now, in the course of maintaining these 5 seconds, I am looking at my audience. You know, I'm looking at my audience and I have the secret thought in my heart. I'm like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Those are my secret thoughts, right? Those are my secret thoughts. And so I maintain my 5 seconds. And then after the 5 seconds, I will start with something like, ladies and gentlemen, I am sincerely grateful for this amazing opportunity given to me to be the trainer for tonight. My sincere gratitude goes to the International Internship University. On behalf of the entire institution, in a sincere way, I want to thank the staff body for having me here. That's very powerful. Do this next time when you're invited to speak and you'll get amazing results. So number 1, slow down, slow down, slow down. And to slow down, you have to maintain at least some 5 seconds of silence before you ever start talking. Before you start talking, maintain at least some 5 seconds of silence. Number 2, change your position. Change your position. Change your position. Wherever you are watching us right now, I want you to write down, just type down, okay? Change your position. Change your position. Please type it down. Change your position. Change your position. Type it down. Change your position. Now, what does it mean to change your position? You know, in a conference, in an event where you are the speaker, when you just stand up in one direction, in one place, and speak, it doesn't make sense as much as you stand in one direction, you speak, you move, you speak, and then you move and you speak to people. It makes a lot of sense when you move, when you speak here, go here and speak, move here and speak on the stage, and then come back here and speak here and speak there. And most important, when you're talking about something that is negative, a negative experience, when you're talking about a negative experience, you move to the back of the stage. When you talk about a negative experience, but when you talk about a positive experience, you move to the front of the stage. So when you are in front of the stage, you are talking about the positive experience. You're talking about positive things, positive experiences you have encountered, you had in life, and they shape your life perspective. You know, when you are talking about negative things that affected your life, before you bounce back, you go to the back of the stage. And so you must change your position on the stage. Keep moving, rotating, because there are a lot of people in the hall, and so you're talking to all of them. So for you to stand in one place and talk to all of them, it will not be a good practice, ladies and gentlemen. So change your position, okay? So wherever you are right now, I want you to type down, change your position, type down, change your position, okay? And that is it. So you must learn to speak by changing your position, because when you do like that, you engage more people, you engage and you connect, you create a rapport with your audience, okay, that can make them to get you better. And of course, unless you have a medical condition that does not permit you to stand up and speak, you must always learn to change your position, except your doctor that authorizes you not to stand up and speak. Make sure you change your position on the stage. Why not even come down, you know, to the audience and then interact with them? You know, that's amazing. But please note, don't come down to your audience and interact with them if you are not doing a training. because there's a difference between speaking, conference speaking, and corporate training. With corporate training, you can come down and interact with your audience. You know, you can interact with the audience. When you're doing corporate trainings, you know, talk to them one. Corporate training. But in conference speaking, you can stand just at the stage, maybe like a TED talk. You stand just in the stage and then you talk to them. Okay. You can move a little bit around the stage, but you remain there when you're doing conference speaking. You move around down the audience there, right there where they are, only when you're doing corporate trainings. Okay. Change your position, change your position, change your position, change your position. The next thing, adjust your volume, adjust your volume. Ladies and gentlemen, it is often said in public speaking, you want to give a great impression. Anytime you're talking to people, it could be one person, it could be two persons, it could be three persons, it could be 100 persons, it could be 50 people, it could be 1,000 people. Learn to always adjust your volume. Now, volume is powerful, and people can get you or not get you well based on your volume. Okay, so in case you're using a microphone, you have to learn how to hold the mic well. Okay, and you have to learn how to pronounce well, because if you hold the mic farther away from you, you know, they will not get you well. And in case you're using a wireless mic, you have to take it a little bit away from your mouth, a little bit, at least 2, 3 centimeters from your mouth, and then there it goes well. When you talk, it comes out well. And always remember to speak upstairs. Speak upstairs. A little bit like this. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm speaking upstairs. That's different from saying, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Say, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, you must learn to speak upstairs. Speak upstairs. Speak upstairs. Because when you speak upstairs, people are more engaged. People are more connected to what you are saying. Okay, so adjust your volume, ladies and gentlemen. So wherever you're watching right now, please write down, adjust your volume, adjust your volume, adjust your volume. That's very important. The next thing, fine-tune your pitch. Fine-tune your pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to learn to fine-tune your pitch. Okay, your pitch is how well you pronounce. Okay, now how your voice, how people perceive your voice, it's your pitch. How people perceive your voice, how people hear you, is your pitch. And so you must fine-tune your pitch. Don't be monotonous. Okay, you have to be monotonous. Don't be monotonous. You have to be polytonous. Now this is what I mean. Don't speak like this. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing tips on how you can use your voice and earn an income from it. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing tips on how you can use your voice to earn an income. All right. You see, I'm going like this. 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 Don't go like this. Don't go like this. No. As a speaker, you must go up, come down. Go up, come down. Go up, come down. Go up, come down. That's how you speak. Don't speak like this. No. So you must always fine-tune your pitch. That's very important, because when you speak, fine-tuning your speech, going up. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing tips on how you can use your voice to earn an income. All right. It's interesting. It's appetizing. You want to hear more. But you want to say, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing tips on how you can make an income. Great. And the last tip on what I want to share, okay, I want to talk about embrace your dialect. Embrace your dialect. Okay, this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. This is very important. Embrace your dialect. This is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, always embrace your dialect. Always embrace your dialect. Now, what does that mean? Recently I was in South Africa, and the way South Africans speak, South Africans speak a little bit like, a little bit like Kenyans, and a few months ago I was in Rwanda, in Kigali. And so when I listen to Rwandans speak, I am hearing like Kenyans are speaking. You know, when I listen to Rwandans speaking, it seems like they're Kenyans speaking, you know. Yeah, Rwandans speak like Kenyans and all of that. And so you must accept your accent and where you're coming from. That's very important. You must accept your accent and where you're coming from. That is accepting your originality, okay? That is being original, okay? Being authentic. Now, Cameroonians, you know, being a Cameroon, Cameroonians speak like Ghanaians. Do you understand? If you go to Ghana and you come to Cameroon, you will hear almost the same accent, you know, the same accent. That's how they speak. And so there is no way I, being a Cameroonian, I should be struggling to speak like a Kenyan or to speak like a Rwandan. There is no need for that, okay? Because when I speak like a Kenyan, I'm not a Kenyan, you know, it's always evidence. You get it? It's always evidence. So it is wiser for us, you know, to be able to embrace our dialect. And so if there's a way you pronounce that people don't synchronize with that or align with that, you have to work hard on that, but you don't change your tongue. You don't, I cannot speak like a British because I'm not a British man. I cannot speak like an American because I am not an American. You get it? I cannot speak like a Frenchman because like bonjour, comment tu vas, or comment tu viens dormir, and I'm not a Frenchman. Okay? I cannot speak like an American. Hey man, what's up? No, I'm not an American. So that is the point. So you must embrace your talent. Love the way you speak, love the way you pronounce. And because you don't love yourself, no, I bet you will always mess up. You always mess up, okay? So, and when audience notice that you are pretending, when your audience notice that it's not going, that you're trying to be like X or Y, whereas you're running away from being yourself, it's terrible, okay? So you must learn to embrace your dialect. And lastly, smooth your tempo. Smooth your tempo. Ladies and gentlemen, your tempo is very important, okay? Your tempo is very important, so you must smooth it. You must smooth it. What this means is that anytime you're speaking, when you want to ask a question, you always finish by stepping up your voice. How was your night? How was your night? Okay? But never you know, always complete your sentences by stepping up all the time. You know, this is very important because most of the times when you always speak faster, especially when you're concluding, you know, what that means is that you are under pressure. You're under pressure, and people don't really appreciate when you are speaking to them under pressure. And that's why in Africa, parents at times are good at shouting at their kid when they are going through pressure, especially when they make a lot of noise at home. And that practice should really be avoided when you're speaking on the stage, okay? When you're speaking on the stage. And ladies and gentlemen, we are diving straight to the second part of our presentation, okay? And that was it for 6 tips on how you can actually use your voice effectively. So if you can be able to slow down, if you can be able to change your position, you can be able to adjust your volume, you can be able to embrace your dialect, if you can be able to fine-tune your pitch, and of course, smoothen your tempo, you will be able to use your voice effectively. I guarantee you, if you try this, you get amazing result. And let's look at how to speak for profit, okay? How to speak for profit. Great. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here right now and following this discussion, please, I would love you to write down, okay, how to speak for profit. Write down on the chat board, how to speak for profit. And professionally speaking, being a professional speaker for over 11 years right now, I started like an amateur, you know, just with a dream, with a vision, with an inspiration, with a drive, with passion. And today, I've been able to reach out to over 2 million young people in Africa. That's amazing. And I started somewhere. And today, I speak for profit. You know, I speak for profit. And I travel all around speaking for profit. That has earned me the title of an international speaker. Okay? So how can you move from being an amateur speaker to being a speaker when people invite you to pay you to speak for them and all of that? How do you do that? The first thing I will recommend is develop your heat talk. Develop your heat talk. Now, for those of you who are into the music industry or into the music world, you bear with me that it takes just one song. It takes just one song to sell an artist, just one song. It takes just one hit song to sell an artist. And that is the same thing in the speech industry. It takes just one speech to sell a speaker. For instance, do you remember the speech of Martin Luther King Jr.? Right? I remember that was around the 90s, 80s, 80s or 70s like that. The speech of I had a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day, the blacks and the whites, children of the Americans will come together, I have a dream and I have a dream. That was a dream of Martin Luther King Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and that speech went viral. That speech went viral. That speech went viral. Okay. And do you remember the speech, the inaugural speech of President Obama when he was his victory speech? Okay, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Do you remember the speech? That's amazing. What that means is that those are hit talks. Okay, it took them so much time to prepare for that hit speech or the hit talk. And when you take enough time to prepare for your hit talk, the moment you deliver the hit talk, it could just be 2 minutes, it could just be 5 minutes, it could be 10 minutes. I bet you it will go viral. People will talk about that hit talk. And so if you want to speak for profit, ladies and gentlemen, spend time fine-tuning, developing, gathering materials, gathering information, gathering experiences, gathering stories for your hit talk, because that opportunity is coming where you're going to be asked to present your hit talk. That's the first thing you have to do. So start working today for your hit talk. Okay. Some people can call that keynote. Okay. Some people can call that keynote. You have to work on your keynotes. And don't forget to work on your hit talk. Develop it. Keep working on it, fine-tuning it, practicing it, rehearsing. But at my home, like I speak to the mirror, I speak to the chairs, I speak to empty trees, anywhere I find myself, I speak whether there are people or there are not people there. That is preparing and rehearsing and practicing for my hit talk. And the next thing, ladies and gentlemen, you must do to speak for profit is you must invest on your branding. You must invest in your branding. Okay. Do you have a website? Okay. Do you have a logo? Do you have a mission statement? Do you have some colors that you have selected to be your colors? All right. Do you have some colors? Yeah. One of my colors is black. Do you have some colors? You need to invest on your branding. And to invest on your branding, you need to have a graphic designer. You need to have a logo for your business. Okay. You need to have a good website, very interactive website where your clients can locate you. Okay. You need to have a YouTube channel where your clients can also watch. Recently I was invited to speak somewhere in the city of Douala here in Cameroon. And I was asked to show what I've done in the past. I had to send some videos. I had to send them to my YouTube, where they went there and watched some videos on where I did some presentation in the past. And that was able to earn me the credit, okay, to be able to speak in this school. That's amazing, right? So you have to have a YouTube channel where you upload videos where they can watch there to see your works. Okay, that's amazing. You have to spend time writing articles on your website, okay, developing content every day, developing content so that people, when they need to see your proof of work, your evidence, what you can do, they can go now to your content and see what you can produce. And anytime they ask you articles, media appearances, that you can just get to your YouTube and send to them, or get from your website and send the links to them, and they can always see the proof of your work from what you've done already. Okay, go social, go social. That's the third thing I want to talk about here. Go social. Last week, when I was in church on Sunday, I received a message from South Africa, a call from South Africa, where there is this gentleman who went through my Facebook page, and then my Facebook page is Oliver Nshom, okay? My Facebook page is Oliver Nshom, and the name that's appearing here is the name of my colleague here. Here we have the technical issues with internet, so I had to use my colleague machine for my presentation. So my name is Oliver Nshom, and guess what? I have a Facebook page, and I deliver content. This content is helping other people to become better speakers, amazing international speakers, and all of that. And so this South African went to the internet, and then he was on Facebook. So he was searching an organization in Cameroon, an individual, someone in Cameroon that he can trust to partner with, okay, to represent his company in Cameroon. And so fortunately for me, he stumbled on my Facebook page. And so he went through my Facebook page, look at the work I've been doing, what I've been doing, and all of that. And so he got my number from my Facebook page and then called me. And so when he called me, I was on church, I could not be. So after the service, I started discussing with him, and he told me that, Oliver Nshom, I love the work you're doing. And we are thinking of, an individual in your country that can represent our organization so we can work together. We wish to have that individual as a country director that can represent us in X, Y, Z things. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, that is how I got an opportunity. Today, these people are fleeing to Cameroon, and I'm looking forward to be welcoming them to Cameroon. To Cameroon. It's an amazing place to be. And of course, it was thanks to my Facebook. What do you do? I said the other day that I had some reflections, and this was it. Facebook is like a university. Facebook is like a university. And so there are so many lecturers in that university. And so one thing you need to do is to follow your lecturers carefully. And for you to follow your lecturers carefully, you need to choose your department wisely. Choose your departments wisely, because there are departments of public speaking, there are departments of branding, there are departments of customer service, there are departments of, fun and all of that. So there are a lot of departments. So choose your department carefully so that you can have the best lecturers, and so that at the end of the day, you will not be depressed, you will not be frustrated that, you will only see what your friends are doing, how they are prospering, how they are breaking frontiers, breaking new grounds and all of that. And you're watching them. No, you need to select who you're following on Facebook, okay? And those are the departments and the lecturers I'm talking about. So think twice. Today, I'm able to get an opportunity from South Africans just by doing work in Cameroon. It's amazing. So go social. There's so much you're going to benefit from being on social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. Go social and make sure you work very hard to update every day. And when you're going social, there's this tip I want to share with you. It's amazing. It's going to transform your career. There's what we call the 70-20-10 rule. When you go social, okay? There's what we call the 70-20-10 rule. This is very amazing. It's a top secret that I want to share with you on how you can win on social media. 70-20-10 rule. So you're going to post 70% content that will only help people. No matter what you're selling, 70% of your content should only be to help people improve their lives, live better lives, get better results. 70% of everything you post on the internet should be about helping people to succeed in life, okay? Adding value to people, 70%. Now, 20% of your content should be content about your social life. Maybe you're hanging out with your friends, and maybe once in a while you can hang out with your friends. You could share something about that. Maybe once in a while you hang out with your family, you could share something about that. Maybe once in a while you hang out with your colleagues, you could share something about that. That's 20% of your content. And so 10% of your content should be about your business. Man, this is mind-blowing. This is amazing. If you follow this principle, you will never be broke, even as you want to become a professional speaker. 10% of your content should be about your business. 20% of your content should be about your social life. And 70% of your content should be about adding value to the people following you. If you do this, you will never, ever, ever be broke. People will see that you care for them more than you cherish your business. And at the end of the day, they'll buy, because when you have given so much value. In Cameroon, I run a school. The name of the school I'm running here is African Inclusive Institute of Public Speaking. So I've been running the school for the past 2 years. It's an amazing institute where we train only public speakers and professional speakers. In 2012, I was working in Douala. And so there's a gentleman that came there to write his exams, TOEFL, and he met me early in the morning. I was in the hall practicing how to talk in 2012, practicing how to talk. He saw me in the hall. He thought there was something wrong with me. Maybe I had some side effects of some drugs I've taken. But he came closer to me and then asked me, he had the boldness to ask me, what are you doing? I told him that I'm a professional speaker and I want to become the best speaker in the world. and he was very impressed. So 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Man, that's over 8 years. He decided he has seen me doing something. I am only into the industry of public speaking, training people, speaking conferences, speaking seminars, and he finally came with his wife and signed in for the course that we teach in our school, the African Inclusive Institute of Public Speaking. And when I asked him why he decided to sign in with the wife, he told me that, Oliver Nshom, remember in 2012, I saw you practice how to speak. And from 2012 to 12 to date, I have been seeing you doing the same thing. And that tells me that you're consistent and you know what you want in life. And that's how he came and signed in. Today, he has graduated. And of course, he's bringing many other students to learn public speaking and graduate. That's the power of going social. And that's the power of giving content that can help people. If I was talking trash, if I was talking nonsense, if I was just sharing crazy stuff, fun time, comedy, he couldn't have come back to me, okay, to ask me to train him. It's because he saw value. He has learned so much for free. He decided to come and pay now. So you must practice this rule, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing. The next thing, build your CV and your website. This is very important. I've talked about your website. You need a website. That's a reference point where people can always reference you or read more about you or know more about your business. You need to build your CV. Always get your CV ready. If I ask you right now watching, if I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, I want a job, I have a job for you. I want to recruit you or to employ to work in my company. Can you send me your CV immediately? Will you be able to do that? So you must be ready with your CV at any time. That anytime something shows up, you're able to send it. Okay, that's how you prepare yourself to speak for profit. And of course, you have to talk with the media. Okay, you have to look for the TV channels, the local TV stations in your family, in your city, in your country. Visit them. Okay, visit the local channels, and of course, talk about your latest happenings, your updates, your conferences, you're speaking in, next event, what is coming up, and all of that. And of course, you have to remain professional. Respect the ethics. Respect the ethics, because there's no way you can succeed in any industry if you don't value the principles. You don't respect the principles and the values that govern that profession. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is very important to respect your professions and the ethics of public speaking. And when you do these things, I guarantee you, the world will be all glamoring to come to see you. And I want to close with this quote, ladies and gentlemen. It is said, if you want to invest for 1 year, okay, you can plant a tree. You want to invest just for 1 year, you can plant a tree, okay? And guess what? If you want to invest in 10 years, all right, you can plant probably a bigger tree that will take so many years, up to 10 to 12 years to be able to grow up. But interestingly, if you want to invest in the future, in 100 years, you can learn to invest in human beings. You can learn to invest in people, okay? In as much as I paraphrase this quote, I want you to understand that the best form of investment is here. Because one of my friends once told me that you must learn to empty your pocket to invest in your mind, so that at length, your mind can invest in your pocket. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you want to invest in 1 year, plant a tree. But you want to invest in 100 years, you must invest in your mind. You must invest in people, and that is nothing but education. So let us embrace education, like what our international internship university is doing. Big thanks and big kudos to the amazing team and to Mr. Kadi. Let us invest in knowledge, let's invest in education, and so that we can make the world a better place. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me in this amazing masterclass. God bless you, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my name on Instagram is actually Coach Oliver 89. On YouTube, Oliver Nshom. On LinkedIn, Oliver Nshom. On Facebook, Oliver Nshom. My website, okay, my website is www.nshomoliver.com, okay? www.nshomoliver.com, okay? So this is my website, www.nshomoliver.com, okay? You can get me there, and then any other thing will be secondary. See you at the top. Remember, we have a continent to build, and that continent is Africa.